Okay, here's a slightly more complicated one involving sec. And once again, we're going to use the same ideas. What we're going to do is we're going to take the more complicated side, which is the left hand side yet again, and we're going to try and make it equal to the right hand side. This might not be the best way of doing it, but it's always a good policy for starting if you're not sure. So let's just write out what the left hand side equals. So left hand side is equal to cos x. Always a good idea to write down the question, because you make a copying error, especially in A level. Not always necessarily IB, but definitely A level, but also with IB you'll get some credit for your subsequent working, so long as it doesn't trivialize the question. So it's always worth writing down what the question is. So we've got left hand side equal to this. Now let's see how we can simplify this. I can't see any immediate formulas we can introduce, so the best thing possibly is to start by combining into one fraction. Now what we're going to do here is we are going to we need to make the bottom, the denominator, okay, the same. Now we've got cos x here and 1 minus sin x here, so we need to times top and bottom of this one by cos and top and bottom of this one by 1 minus sin x. So let's do that. So this one we're going to times top and bottom by cos, so we just get cos squared over 1 minus sin x times by cos x plus times top and bottom of this by 1 minus sin x. Well, let's just multiply that all out, okay? Because we're going to have to combine it with this cos squared, so I think the best thing is to try multiplying out. So effectively we're going to multiply 1 minus sin x. It's a good idea if you're not sure about multiplying out brackets to write it out longhand, times by 1 minus sin x, because when you just write squared, a lot of people forget to multiply everything in one bracket by everything in the other bracket. So I'm just writing the denominator that I'm going to get. So I'm going to times everything in this bracket by everything in this bracket. I'm just going to write a dit mark there because I don't want to have to write that all out again. So 1 times 1 is 1. Minus x times 1 is minus sin x. So I get a minus sin x here. Now I'm going to do minus sin x times this one. So another minus sin x. And I'm going to do minus sin x times minus sin x, which gives me a plus sin squared x. All over 1 minus sin x cos x. So let's write that out. Now I'm going to write this all out as one fraction now, because I've got all of this here and all of this here. I'm going to combine these two. They've got the same denominator. Look, the denominators are now the same. Let's just highlight them so you can see them. So the denominator was there, 1 minus sin x cos x. We know the one denominator is there, and I've not changed the denominator here, so I can combine them. I'm just going to go for a slightly fatter pen, maybe, but make it a little bit easier for you to read. So let's go for, let's change, no, we'll stick with the red. So I'm going to go, we've got cos squared x on the top, plus, now I've got 1, minus, and I've got 2 lots of sin x here, so let's write 2 sin x, plus another sin squared x, all over this 1 minus sin x cos x equals, now I can see that I have got a cos squared here, cos squared x, plus a sin squared x, which equals 1. So effectively I have 2 plus, sorry, minus, because I've got 1 plus sin squared x plus cos squared x, 1, plus another 1 gives me 2. Then I've got minus this 2 sin x here. All over the usual gubbins that I had before, 1 minus sin x cos x equals, let's give myself a bit more space to do some working. So I'm going to factorise this now. I've got a factor of 2. And I can see if I factorise this, I'm going to get something quite useful. I'm going to get 1 minus sine x on the top and a 1 minus sine x on the bottom. Cos x. 2 taken out as a factor, so divide this by 2, you get sine x. Divide this by 2, you get 1. Hence, taking the factor out leaves me this. Now, if I have a look what I've got, notice 1 minus sine x times by 2, 1 minus sine x times by cos. So therefore, I can just cancel this out. I can just cancel that out with that, because it's a factor top and bottom. So this just leaves me with 2 over cos x. I'm just going to write, well, that's just, forgive me for putting an equals on the side because I'm not really changing anything. That's just 2 lots of 1 over cos x. And we know 1 over cos x is sec x. So therefore I end up with 2 sec x, which is what we were trying to find. So just highlight that again. I end up with 2 times 1 over cos x, and 1 over cos x is equal to sec x. So I get 2 sec x, which is what I was finding in the beginning. So therefore this equals the right hand side, and I am done.